All right, I'm gonna assume you clicked on this video because you have like a 2010s era Honda that has an ABS light, and you're hoping that the kick to the nuts to try to fix this thing isn't as bad as you're thinking. And I'm here to tell you, you can make it not that bad. Still a kick to the nuts, but financially, I think it is something that can be done if you're looking to actually fix it. What ended up happening, my brother had a 2014 Honda Accord and had the ABS light on. One of the tricks though, with diagnosing it first, is you are going to have a scanner that can read ABS. You can either go somewhere and get it read. They'll probably charge you labor cost and give you the codes and everything. But if you go on Amazon, they have plenty of scan tools that can read ABS. And if you're trying to just do codes, I think you can probably get them around $60, $80. And that will give you the codes for that ABS system. And those are going to be needed for the future. So step one is figure out how to read the codes for your ABS system. Again, this is going to be separate from a check engine light where you're just reading a check engine code. This is going to be a whole different module that's triggering these codes, so you need to have a scan tool specific for that. Again, Amazon has plenty of options within the budget. I would say $60 to $80 will definitely get you one to read the codes. If you're looking to do more, they have other options if you need to do like ABS bleeding and stuff like that. But if that's not what you want to do here, let's just focus on that. So get that scan tool and read those codes. So after that, you're going to have your codes, and you're probably doing some Googling, and it says, oh yeah, ABS module's bad. Turns out on these Hondas, it's pretty much inevitable that ABS module will be bad. It will have to be fixed, but a lot of places, say you go to the dealership or something like that, they're going to sell you on obviously getting a new one. That's just going to be the easiest. Hey, let's just get a new one in there. The problem with these Hondas though is that the ABS module is VIN specific. So what does that mean? It means that even if you do buy one, let's say you buy a used one, you actually have to still go to the dealership and get it coded to your car, or else they'll still throw the code. It just won't work properly unless it is coded to your car. That's if you go to the dealership, the big sale is going to be getting you a brand new one and coding it. And all of this takes time. So you're probably looking in the $2,000 range. That's kind of like not a go for these 2010s era Hondas, right? There are places online that you can ship your module to, and they can supposedly fix it, and then you just put it back, and ideally that's all you need to do for it to work. And so this is where I come in, is with my brother's car. We decided to do that. There's a site, I believe it's called Upfix, and they have all sorts of repairs on different modules, but for his specific one, it was a ABS module for his Accord. You can just pay for the service. They ship you the tag and whatnot in the box to put it in and everything. And then you ship it out, they fix it. And for us, it was about 2 weeks from the time it shipped out to the time it came back, which, keep in mind, we did it during Thanksgiving, so it might be shorter for you, but I'd say probably about 2 weeks from the time you ship it out to get it back. And his ran for about $280. And the trick with this, and this is where the reason we went this route, is the module itself is just the black box part. And I was going to show you how to take that off. With these Hondas, you can actually take the module off of the ABS unit. It's like a traction control, anti-lock brake system box. And the module is the black plastic part. You can actually unbolt that and still operate the vehicle. So you don't have to disconnect any brake lines. You don't have to lose anything, really. It just doesn't do the anti-lock brake or traction control through the anti-lock brake system. That module can be removed and the car can still be operated. I know this because that's what we did. I was skeptical of it too, reading about it and all this stuff. But the first thing I did was figure out how to take it off. So it wasn't that hard. Again, it's just 4 bolts holding it on, and then you just take the whole unit and send it out. So about 2 weeks later, we got it back. Then we went in and put it back on. All right, so we just got it back. This is how it's returned. Here's the number. They put this rubber band on here. It looks like the seal has been replaced as well. So we'll want to make sure that stays intact when we put it on. This side is going to go like that. What I'm going to do, I have a bolt kind of holding this module on, or the ABS system onto the car. I'm going to loosen that and then take some string, and we're just going to pull it a little bit this way to make a little bit easier access, and then we'll get going on it. Do that. Go again. Give you a little something to work with here. The idea is that you drop one of these screws, it does not go into the Bermuda Triangle down there. And then we'll be real careful. I want to take off the rubber bands here, but we got to make sure the sensor stays in place, or this not sensor, the gasket. You know what, before we do that, I'm just going to give a quick wipe down real fast. Let's plug this back in. And just like that. All right, I'm gonna finish the fluids, and then when I come to turn it back on, we'll see if the lights went off. Oh no, I didn't do it when it started. Lights are off. We have it off. That brake light right there. Now when I put the e-brake down, it turns off. Awesome. I have the little wrench symbol there. I'm sure there's some button sequence I have to do to clear that, but let me finish up the fluids, and that was the fix. Yeah, and so firing it up, the light went off, and I know I didn't record the actual turning it on and making sure. I just showed it off. That's the kind of fine quality you get at a 1300 sub channel, but sure enough, that's all it took. So there was no coating, no having to remove the system, bleeding it and things like that. Say for a $60 tool and then $280, you're looking probably about $340, $350 to actually fix the ABS light and the whole ABS system in your Honda. And kind of grand scheming it with everything, it's going to be, you know, probably comparable to a monthly payment for a new car you're going to have to do. And I will say that these little Hondas, these 2010 Hondas, aside from the ABS module, which it will throw a code, they fail. That is just something they do. Around 120,000 miles, it looks like. Other than that, they are quality vehicles. And so the next one is it worth it to do this? Is it worth it to fix this module for the amount of money to keep this old car running? And I'm gonna say yes, like by a lot. New cars are very poor quality right now. I mean, GM, Toyota, Hondas, you know, Stellantis, look at any of their stuff. They are all just falling apart the moment they go on the road, and they're very, very expensive post-COVID. So honestly, the longer you can keep a pre-2020 car, the better, because they are of poor quality right now and they are expensive. And these Hondas specifically are worth it. I would probably say if you're going to do this, we fixed his valve cover leak, put new plugs in, I bled all of the brakes. We did an oil change, a transmission fluid change, and it was probably another $150 for everything, not very much. And so all in, if you're looking at $500, again, that's probably about a monthly payment for a new car you're going to get, or something, slightly used, which probably is going to be even worse quality than your Honda. All in all, I want to say that if this is something you're considering and you don't know if you're going to go the new car route or keep this old Honda going, my experience getting in there, doing it this way, so going through that upfix or whoever you go through to get the module repaired, is definitely viable. It's something you can do yourself. It was not difficult at all if you just want to do the ABS module. Set aside 30 minutes, both from taking it off and another 30 minutes to put it back on. And you can keep that Honda on the road, and it's probably going to be just a 1 month's payment of a new car anyways. So you're saving money from, even if you think you're getting an upgrade, this is the best option in my opinion, from dealing with these cars. Yeah, I'm saying do it and keep these old Hondas on the road, because once these are gone, I think people are really going to regret losing this, especially for a newer car. So hopefully that helps with any sort of questions you might have, or the path you can take, or kind of ballparking how much money it's going to cost to have all this done. And if you have any questions about any of the specifics, say for your Honda, or how it all went down, maybe something I didn't cover in the video, I'm more than happy to answer in the comments or make another video. So hopefully that helps somebody, and hear from you if you guys have any questions.